You'd think Prince Harry would have learnt to zip it. What's wrong with this man? After experiencing the global backlash after his royal family trash-a-thon with best buddy Oprah Winfrey, you'd hope the brattish, supercilious English toff would put a cashmere sock in it. Oh no. In a recent podcast with Dax Shepard, he attacked free speech in America by calling the First Amendment bonkers, and something I don't understand. The only people I don't understand around here, Harry, are you and your wife crying from your $14 million Montecito mansion about how woeful your desperately indulgent lives are. Who does this stuck-up overprivileged squirt think he is? He barely passed his A-level school exams, yet finds himself qualified to preach politics. Wasn't it the First Amendment that allowed Harry and Meghan to rip apart their family to millions across the world who tuned in to see them whine their lives to Oprah? It's contemptible, and this beleaguered millionaire and his wife are becoming increasingly tiresome. Instead of putting the issues he raised in Oprah's interview to bed, he's decided to rehash the feud in recent Apple TV Plus appearances, a series called The Me You Can't See, a new mental health documentary, co-created and executive produced by Harry and BFF Oprah. It's ironic this man is placing himself on a pedestal as a bastion of mental health and well-being, yet he was happy to accuse his family and allow Meghan to discuss petty quarrels with Kate Middleton, all seemingly without a care in the world about his family's mental health. I won't be taking any sanctimonious lectures from this man, and you shouldn't either. Naturally, how could he avoid it? The prince talks about his arch-nemesis, the media. He blames them for the tragic death of his mother, Princess Diana, and is flummoxed that by hook or by crook, they could possibly disparage him or his wife. Or, poor Haas hasn't realized the more you talk to the media, the more they will talk about you. Somehow these twits thought leaving the UK for privacy in America would be granted after pleading to Disney for work. Appearing on James Corden's trashy Late Show, Spotify podcast, impending Netflix show, and of course starring in the infamous Oprah interview where the couple slammed the royal family whilst Harry's late grandfather laid seriously ill in hospital. They must be dearly confused. In some ways I have some sympathy for Harry. He opened up about turning to alcohol and drugs to mask his emotions following the death of his mother. Yet, he had no hesitation in his campaign to bash his family and a much-loved institution. He also mentioned, "Every time I put a suit and tie on, I was in a fight or flight mode." Call it a day, Hazza. What is this junk you're going on about? How difficult it must have been leeching off public funding, attending charity galas clad in Savile Row's finest, all the while escorted in limousines with tens of staff around you. It's almost satire. All I'd like to know is his agenda. He's already leveled claims against the family, and Meghan did the same more vehemently. What's the point of targeting them once again, when the Queen allowed you to chase your dreams of celebrity stardom, whilst your brother and other relatives remained at home and continued to serve the country? He seems to be exploiting this plaintive TV series as another chance to have a go at his relatives. He didn't hesitate in telling us how awful Prince Charles was during his childhood and how he passed on suffering, the same father involved in the planning of his multi-million-pound wedding and substitute for Meghan's dad who didn't turn up. Shut it, mate. The self-pitying spillage continues to pollute the ears of viewers. Going on to explain escaping the UK has allowed him to never be bullied into silence. Yes, the royal family have restrictions, but surely that applies if he continues to trade off his titles and commercialize his royalty for Spotify and Netflix deals. Regardless, Harry always had the option to be vocal, he just didn't seem to have the balls to do so. Only last week, Prince William released a damning statement to the BBC over the Dyson report, which looked into Martin Bashir's Panorama interview with Diana in 1995. Harry's brother isn't staying silent. So it seems like another pitiful excuse for chasing the fame and the money, and another example of not holding himself accountable and blaming others. Yawn. I just ask, America, please keep Harry. You can deal with his non-stop whining and me, me act. This multi-millionaire moaner needs to learn to pipe down, and if he despises the media and free speech so much, practice what you preach.